All right, I know it's been a while. I've actually had a lot to talk on, but I just haven't had the time to really. Well, I take that back. I haven't had the time to really sit down and do it in certain aspects, and then I just didn't want to take the time to do it in others. But I figured the CEO thing was a good one to come back on while it's still popping. So if you haven't heard by now, we got the former CEO of I think it was a United Healthcare Corporation or whatever it was, got shot in New York, and it's funny. All those gun laws didn't stop him from getting shot. Oh, too soon. Too soon. I know. Too soon. But yeah, I'll go on my little 2A Second Amendment rant right now, or I guess my anti Second Amendment, my anti Second Amendment rant, my rant against people who are anti Second Amendment. I guess that'd be it. But if you hear some whimpering, that's my dog in the background. He won't shut up. Be quiet. I'm doing a video. But yeah. So it's like guns are illegal in New York. How this person get shot? Like, and I know. He 3D printed the gun. He 3D printed the suppressor. Okay, whatever. Fact of the matter is, guns are illegal. He made a gun. I mean, the CEO shouldn't have been shot, right? Like, there's signs everywhere. Everyone knows he needed a permit, and oh, ridiculous, ridiculous. Um, yeah, not really much else to say on that. Like, all the anti-gun laws didn't help. Anyway, I want to get in just to this next point. This is what the crux of the video is going to be about, and that's just like how far do you think you can really push your subordinates before they turn on you? All right, that's a question I have for the elites. Like, how far did you really think you could push the American public before there was some sort of backlash at some level? Now, I get it, right? Like, you don't understand what the story that you're selling has, like, the depths of which people have taken it to, right? You're just like, oh yeah, hard work and personal responsibility, and hard work, is good for the soul and all that, all the stuff that y'all tell us to keep us busy and keep us on that spinning mouse wheel rat race, however you want to look at it, to keep us busy working to make sure that you live your comfortable, lifestyle to where, a hard day's work for you is just, decision making and looking at charts and pointing fingers. But, most people would really continue doing that if you would just give them what you say you're going to give them, right? I mean, like, most people just want like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, in a decent neighborhood, right? Like, not everybody wants to live in a, 18-room, 16-bath mansion like what y'all got. Like, no, not everybody wants that. So you don't have to like pay people hundreds of millions and millions of dollars per employee, or maybe just a few million, and hopefully they can save their money. Like y'all have preached this entire time. Save your money to wealth. It's like, what year do you think this is? Like 1910? Okay, fine. 2024? No. But I get it. Your great grandparents are probably the ones that did that, and you just really don't give a damn. But like, and again, like this portion is, in case somebody from the ruling classes actually finds this video, like, how far do you really think that you were going to push people? Like, this should not have been a surprise. Okay, so this is what you get, and it's going to happen more often the more you keep pushing people. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, why did you say that? Just in case somebody from the upper class needs to know why, that's why. Now, I know things aren't that things aren't that simple, right? Because it's just like, well, the CEO got shot. It's like, I know the people who live in the 18-room mansions that I described, they're not the CEOs. They're the chairman of the board, or the board of trustees, or the board of directors, right? I understand that. All right, for those of you who are like, you're talking to the wrong people. No, I'm not, and this is why. Because if you, like, the CEOs, CFOs, COOs, they're the first line that's going to get clapped, right? But the thing is that people think that the CEOs and CFOs live in those gargantuan houses, right? And some do, right? Some probably go with money, or they have investments in other places where even though they only get paid, $5-6 million a year, at the end of the day, they really make like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And again, it depends. So even if you are a chairman of the board of directors type of person who really earns that kind of money, and you're not a CEO, people still think that the CEOs live in that kind of house. So therefore, they're going to come after those people. Therefore, the board of directors, et cetera, and so forth type of people will be attacked. Okay, that's why I'm saying this. Okay, so just to kind of clarify for those that are higher level thinkers and higher level people who know how the top brass, top people who really run this country operate. That's why I say that, right? It's one of those things of I'm not talking to that group, but that group's not, what is it? Not excommunicated, but absolved. No, not absolved. They're not protected from, said behavior, right? Anyway, but yeah, now just for listening purposes, I'm kind of just going to talk on a little bit about just like the state of our country when it comes to this stuff. Like, this stuff is just indicative of a larger problem, right? Like, people aren't being paid enough money. And, they say it's to cut costs, it's to keep prices down, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I get that. But then again, you have to ask yourself, what is all of that for? Right? Because you have these companies that are running numbers, trying to keep costs down, trying to pay people as minimal as amount of money as they absolutely possibly can without just utter and outright pushback while they make a product. But the products that they make are not good. Like, look around. Nothing is good. You got electronics that, break at record speeds. Like, I have a laptop here. My laptop is like 5 going on 6 years old. And it's already showing signs of like degradation. But it's like when you look at electronic things back in the day, it's like the same level of degradation. Now, given some certain things were simplified, but still the same level of degradation wasn't seen until like a decade or 15 years, right? Like I used to have a family member of mine used to have one of those old like Apple II computers from like literally 1983. I played on that thing until like 2000, 2001, right? Like that's almost 20 years later. And the computer, yeah, like it didn't turn on sometime. Like it would turn on, but like it would take it a second to boot up. And I don't mean boot up like it's on, now it has to load. No, like it would load dang near immediately, right? Now, given, a lot of things were more simple and programs were simpler, but it would take it a second to boot up because, like, it had old wiring and some of the circuits were, being worn out. But again, that's over 20 years, okay? And you could tell, like, certain computing things weren't, as smooth as they probably once were. But it's like, again, it was a computer that was almost 20 years old. Like, the computer was old enough to vote for president. But then, like, my computer now on the same level of degradation, it's like my computer would be in kindergarten this year, right? And it's just like, okay, right? And that's just electronics. I mean, like look at cars. Like cars degrade, everything degrades. Phones. Like, you buy a phone and it's like a supercomputer. 3 years later, it's like, again, like, my degrading laptop. And it's like, 3 years? Really? It's like, no, we get a high use out of our phones. But, electronics can be made better, right? And again, this goes in that planned obsolescence that, that has come out that they say that they're not doing, that now former employees from, 15, 20 years ago were like, oh, yeah, that's definitely planned. That was definitely set in our meetings back then. Because they want you to buy new, right? And it's like, when you have stuff like that, like planned obsolescence, why are you sitting here trying to not pay people money? Right? Because it's like, you're going to make the money back because the product's not going to last, so people are going to come back and buy more. Right? And then it's like, it's full circle. Like, okay, who do you think is buying the products that you're selling? It's wage workers from other companies. So when everyone's over here trying not to pay people, no one's going to have money at the lower levels to buy the products that your company sells, right? Like if you make, let's just say, X electronic device and it's $100, but you keep paying your workers, minimal, and then you're bragging to your other corporate executives on how little you pay your employees or how little employees you need, and then they're trying to follow suit. It's like, okay, your company people don't buy your product because they know it's shoddy, but someone from another company doesn't. But they like your product because it does whatever they want it to do. Just make up a reason. And it's just like, okay, they don't have now the $100 to buy your product. Now what? Right? Because your corporate friends or your corporate business buddies are also trying to do what you do, because everyone's trying to, keep their own cost of production down while maximizing profits for, a shoddy product, over inflating the price of everything on top of government inflation like that. Like there's two things going on. That's why the prices for everything is so high. It's not just because of government printing money. There's also just greed is a factor as well. Shout out to the food industry people who I know who expose that, talking about, hey, if meat costs this much and we get it from this person and we get it cheaper because we're a restaurant, because we order more, obviously that's the reason, then why do we charge this much for food, to where basically if 5 people eat, that pays for the entire shipment? It's just like that math doesn't math, right? It should be something like, if we pay for enough meat to feed 20 people, that basically means that the meat should cost, 12 people or 15 people, and then the other 5 are all profit, to spread around. But no, they're trying to get to where it's just like, you feed 2 or 3 people, that pays for it, and then everything else is just profit on top of that. And it's just like, okay, but again, you're not paying your employees, so it's not like, oh, well, we got to pay for the cost of blah, 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 blah. Like, no, you're not, because everybody's cutting costs, right? And again, it basically just means that you and or your company hoards all this money. And for what reason? Like, companies don't go buy stuff, right? Now you can say, oh, well, we're trying to expand, or we're trying to hire more people, we're trying to, but it's like, look at the bailouts back in 2008 and 2009. It's like, no, companies aren't doing that, right? It's just like, oh, we need bailout money to get this. And it's like, yeah, the companies just hold the money, right? They hold the money, so when things take a turn or whenever they want to make a decision to go do something else, they have the funds to do so, and they don't have to like sit here and basically act like, a regular person. They don't have to save and make a plan. They already have like a slush fund, and they just throw money at it, and they don't have to really worry about it, like, right? But all that to still just say, like, this system that we have is unsustainable, and the greed is too much, right? The system of just making money for the sake of making money doesn't mean anything, right? Like, the reason why capitalism worked prior is because the true free market capitalism that they say that we have, that we don't. The free market capitalism is only a thing amongst the upper echelons of people, or upper echelons of companies, not the actually average person. That was the actual case for the lower levels, is just free market capitalism, right? So you had high products being produced at whatever cost, and then, hey, if it costs a lot, it's like, hey, it's because look, our product is literally better than everyone else's. Here's a side-by-side comparison, right? But now it's just become about making money, and then now it's like, there's this rush to the bottom, right? This goes back to the CEO who got shot. It's like, the insurance companies are so busy trying to keep and hoard money versus what insurance is supposed to be for, which, for those who don't know what the real reason of insurance is basically you give an entity money, and if something that you have breaks, the money that you gave that entity comes back to you, and you can buy another one, right? Like, that's what it's truly supposed to be for. Well, when you really look at it, then that means the insurance should not be for profit, but just by sheer definition, right? Because it's just like, let's stay with health insurance. If I have health insurance and I'm paying health insurance at a high premium, to where if I go to the hospital, I get all this stuff covered, right? I basically go in, have whatever I need done, and all that money that I paid to the insurance company comes right back to the medical bills and pays for all that, then I'm good to go. No money out of pocket, because I've already technically paid for it. If you really think about it, you've already paid for it, and then I'm good to go, right? Well, who does that benefit? That benefits me, right? Okay, that's what it's supposed to be for. How does the insurance company benefit from it? Right? It's like, well, that you pay, your monthly fee, then out of that monthly fee, they take a portion for themselves as a business, right? And then all the leftover money is the money that they give back to you. Well, here's what they're doing. They're not wanting to give the money back to you. You're just paying them a monthly subscription fee for nothing, right? That's why they have that, deny, delay, neglect, or whatever whatever their little saying is. And it's just like, the fact that that's a saying needs to tell you something. And again, that's the insurance industry saying that, not this one healthcare company. The industry as a whole has that mantra. They're all just trying to keep your money. Like, I mean, apply that to anywhere else and tell me how you don't have riots in the streets and government sanctions and people being shut down, et cetera, and so forth. Like, let's take something simple as Netflix. Imagine you paying for the highest Netflix package, and whenever you log on to Netflix, it says, no connection, sorry. Would you keep paying for it? No. Well, that's what's going on. Like, people are paying for insurance and they're not getting it, right? And here's the real kicker is, like, look at how much stuff that you have to have insurance for. Like, why do you have to have insurance if that's what insurance is supposed to be, where if something happens to it, it gets covered? Like, think about it. That doesn't even make sense as to why you would make people have insurance, right? And this is mainly used when it comes to cars. But think about it. That still doesn't make sense. So it's like, okay, I pay an insurance company air insurance on my car, right? Why? In case you get into a car accident. Okay, we get into a car accident. Insurance covers it, right? Not necessarily. Okay, then why do you make me have insurance on a vehicle or something that I have that you're not going to absolutely 100% guarantee that if this gets damaged, the cost of those damages are covered? Or if my car gets totaled, I get a price of a brand new car at whatever, insurance rate that I'm currently paying into. Right? That's why it absolutely kills me when I see these upper middle class people, well, upper middle class, let's call it what it is. They're the upper side of society. Like, when they get into car accidents with the, peons or the people who they look down on, and they're like, oh, this person doesn't have insurance. Oh my gosh. It's just like, it's funny because you have enough money to buy like 3 cars. Why are you complaining about insurance? It's like, well, that's a $30,000 car. Bitch, you make $250 a year. Stop it. You can pay for a new car in like, what, 2 months worth of work? And it's just like, where else is your money going if you're, making it like that? It's like, stop it. It's like, well, it goes to other stuff, right? And again, the other stuff, they make you have insurance too. So on one hand, I understand, but on another hand, why is insurance mandatory, right? Same with homeowners insurance. It's like, why would you make someone have homeowners insurance? If someone's like, oh, well, someone's house burns down, you can pay for it. Does, John? It's like, okay, but if someone's house burns down, like, how does making them have insurance, like what grand scheme of things does that actually help, right? Because again, I know someone who had homeowners insurance top to bottom, like roof to basement, door to door, window to window. Everything's covered in the most extreme circumstances, basically across the board, right? Like, I mean, they had, volcano insurance when they lived in, the desert, right? They had that kind of insurance on their house, and they paid a pretty penny for it. Well, they had a mold issue in their house to the point where it was like it spread, like it was like in the vents, and it spread all throughout the house, and it was pretty bad. Well, they had to demo a significant amount of the house, and when they pretty much said, hey, we're demoing it, like we would have to demo a significant amount of the house, so much so to where basically, everything but the foundation would be replaced. So we have to basically demo your house, right? And the guy was like, okay, sure, fine. Right? Because, I mean, he paid for, absolutely everything gets covered in his insurance policy, right? Well, insurance company came back and said, yeah, we're only going to pay for like a third of that, right? Which I think the effort level would have been the people come in, demo the house, and then that was it. Like, no rebuilding, no putting stuff back, no cost of, putting back the AC unit, the water heater, all the lights and fixtures. Like, nope, none of that's covered. Now, he paid for it. He paid for that to be covered, but it doesn't get covered. Explain why he had to have homeowners insurance. Homeowners insurance did not pay for the issue that was wrong with his home. And he's not the only one. That's just the most extreme case. that I personally have heard of. But I've heard of some other stuff, and even myself, I've been I won't say a victim of insurance, but let's just say in industry practice, right? We had an issue here at our house not too long ago with a flood, and our insurance company was just like, "Oh yeah, you're not covered in that." And it's like, okay, but this is a common issue enough, right? And they're like, "Well, yeah, but like you're not covered." It's like, why would you make me get this and then not have that covered, especially for the kind of area that we live in? And it's just like, oh well, like you didn't ask. It's like, no, 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 no. Again, this goes back to, you make us get this, therefore you have to cover this, right? It's like they set you up to fail. Like I'll be surprised. Like again, back to the CEO, I'm surprised more triggers haven't been pulled on people in the industry. I'm not even gonna say CEOs, people in the industry. I'm really shocked at that, right? And I'll even say, like, from my own personal stance, a guy who tried to help us out with this whole, like when we had our house flooded a while back, one of the guys even said it. He's like, "Hey, ask your insurance company about this, this, and this." I'm like, "Well, why?" He's like, "Because they don't cover it, and people don't find out until we come in here and we do work, and then when they're faced with a multi-thousand-dollar bill, they're mad at us, even though it's not our fault. It's actually the insurance company's fault because they don't do X, Y, and Z, even though they should." And I was just like, "Word, really?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Ask about it." Right. So we did our research and we asked around. He was absolutely right. And it was like me and my wife were livid, absolutely livid. I mean, she still complains about it till this day. But fact of the matter is, it's like, but see, this is insurance industry practice. This is not United Healthcare, and then this one CEO is just a dick. No, 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 no. Right? Because what was the industry for healthcare industry denial rate was 16%. His company was 32%. Which someone posted a graph. His company actually wasn't even the worst offender. They were the second worst offender. I think the worst offender was like 38% or 39. No, I'm sorry. His was 30. Yeah, his was 32. Yeah, I think 38 was like the worst. I forgot what company it was or what meme that is. Somebody can talk about in the comments because it's making its way around the internet. But yeah, and it's just like, wow. But the thing is that 16% is the industry average. But the funny thing is like, even that meme, it was like, there was like 4 or 5, like they showed what the industry average was like in a bar graph, and the industry average was like 16%, but it was like the third thing mentioned. And it was like United Healthcare, theirs was like the 8th thing mentioned. And it's like there's like 4 or 5 companies between the industry average and UHC's coverage denial rates. And it's just like, well, how come all these other companies ain't getting in trouble and people aren't kicking back and lashing out against them? Right? And it was only like 1 or 2 companies under the industry average, and one was like well below. One was like, okay, I can see how they could probably get away with that. It was like at like 10% or 7%. Then the company under that was like 13 or 14. They were under industry, and then everybody else was just like, they're well above 16. It was just like, it was like 25%, 28%, 26%, 29%. Then you had the CEO 32%, then 38%. And it's just like, okay, how come these other companies aren't getting flagged? Like, but yeah, like this issue is only going to get worse, right? Because again, back to these elites, the more and more they push, and I posted about this on another social media platform, but it's like, the more these companies like push people, the worst things are going to get for them, right? Because it's like these people brag about who they are, like, oh, I sit on the board of this and I'm the CEO of that, and it's like, your name is public information, right? And especially for like a lot of these public companies, it's like, it has to be public information. It's like, why are you openly being at the helms of companies that are screwing people over? And it's not like, oh, well, we don't know, or that ain't got nothing to do with me, or that was a policy that was here. No, 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 no. You're not going to be able to hide behind that. Like, you literally are going to be the face of whatever bad policies it is. And it's like, yeah, you may sit here and say, hey, I got my house in the Hamptons, I'm good, kick rocks, I'll hire my own private security team. Okay, but do you really want to live like that? And again, a private security team doesn't stop a piece of metal from coming at you at 1,500 feet per second. Right? Like, truth be told. I mean, ask our president-elect how that works, right? I mean, he has the best security team in the world, and he still got clipped, right? Or he still got nicked. Now, again, I didn't do a video on it, or I was not thinking, I don't remember doing a video on it. Um, maybe I did. I can't remember. Anyway, but that didn't stop, homie up on the top of that roof, right? That didn't stop JFK. That didn't stop Ronald Reagan. That didn't stop them from getting hit neither. So, thinking that you like, oh, I'm on security team. Yeah, okay. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this shooter guy. This shooter guy doesn't even make sense. But anyway, just to wrap up that previous point, it's just like, the more y'all squeeze, the more people are gonna basically buck the system and come after you. But that's basically just where that ends and begins. But yeah, like this Luigi guy, man. Like, is anybody believing this story? Is anybody really believing this story? Like let's get down to brass tacks here. So they're over here talking about like this guy is the guy who shot this CEO, and they found him at a McDonald's in a rural town in Pennsylvania. But he's supposed to be like this super high level Ivy League, super well educated, comes from a wealthy family kind of guy. Like what? You want me to believe that? So you're telling me that this guy was so smart that he 3D printed a gun, calmly walked up to a CEO, shot him in the back, and then rode off in this little electric scooter, went to Central Park to avoid camera detection, and then he gets caught inside of a McDonald's in rural Pennsylvania. Because a McDonald's employee recognized him from a video that didn't even show his face. Like, what? Like, explain to me how this super high level, assassin level thinking person gets caught in rural Pennsylvania. Like, let's be honest. Anybody who's that smart knows, okay, I brought a gun, I made a illegal weapon. Then I took that illegal weapon and put it into New York City, which is the most draconian gun laws in the country. Them in Hawaii are the two most anti-gun places here. Like literally all of their legislation says everything but you cannot own a gun. like that's literally the only pieces of legislation that they're missing in all of their gun rules. It's just you can't have a gun. So he goes and shoots someone with that. Oh, sorry. And has a suppressor, which is something else that you have to have government clearance for. He illegally makes that and attaches it. So that's like felony on felony on felony on felony. And this person's just absolutely okay with it. And then they go to Central Park because, they're eluding the cops because they're so good. But then he gets found out at a McDonald's in rural Pennsylvania because someone recognized him. Like, someone who thinks like that, I can tell you this because I've talked to people about this stuff before, and everyone says, like, yeah, after about the third felony, I'm out of the country. Right? Like once that prison sentence gets above about maybe 15 years, people just flee the country. Right? Like, they're not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm going to go hide in Colorado. I'm going to go take my chances in rural Utah. No, everyone knows, like, no, I have to get out of U.S. jurisdiction and go to a country that doesn't have extradition. Everyone knows that. So it's like this super high level guy didn't think about that. He's just like, oh, I'm just gonna go hide in Pennsylvania. Not even a full state over, the next state over, right? And I forgot the town. It's like what? It was like a tune or a tone, something like that. I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up. But it's like 2 hours east of Pittsburgh. It's like, bro, you're not even that far away from anything. Like, you're a college town away from a major city. Like, stop it. So, and it's just like, yeah, they're like, oh, we got him. It's just like, really? He lost y'all in Central Park. Stop it, right? Like, it's like, no, like, whoever this dude is, I'm sorry for him. I'm sorry for his family. This guy's a patsy. Like, he's a fall guy, right? I mean, and the internet's already caught on to it. They're over here like, this dude's eyebrows aren't even the same. This dude has a different backpack. He's not even wearing the same hoodie. Like, this guy had on a hoodie. This guy had on a coat. Like, thank you, internet sleuths. Thank you. Thank you for thinking. This just goes to prove that, we live in that country that they said we were never going to live in. Like, for those of you who are my age, you were in school, like elementary school, middle school in the 90s, Like, you remember all of those, oh, well, that can't happen here. This is America. Like, all that, dictators and the news corporations lying to you, and they're over here telling you fake statistics from public opinion. Like, oh, that's stuff from Russia. That's stuff from China. That's stuff from Cambodia and all these dictatorial African countries and regimes of Europe of ages past. Like, that can never happen here because we're America and we're America. Because America, right? And everybody fell for it. And now here we are, and we have the government lying to our face. We have all these opinion polls like, oh, well, everyone thinks this. It's like, oh, the election went a different way. Well, there must have been voter fraud. Unless the fraud went the way that we were frauding it, then everything's fine. Go back to sleep, right? And it's just like, wow, we live in this country. But yeah, I didn't really have that much to say. Like everyone knows that, like, I don't know, like this guy's clearly a patsy, man. Like this shooter, he's clearly a patsy. He's not what they're saying he is. Like, oh yeah, like, yeah, oh yeah, oh, like, yeah, that's right. I'm looking at a thing on it now. There's a video I was watching, which kind of inspired this video, but like, yeah, he had the gun, like he had a similar gun on him. He had a handwritten manifesto, like, as he's eating in McDonald's days after he shot someone. Like, what? Who keeps the evidence? But this guy's supposed to be some super high IQ guy who's smart enough to know, oh, I'm going to run through Central Park so I'm not seen by cameras. It's like, oh, cut it out. Cut it out. Right? And we knew he wasn't a professional assassin, because a professional assassin's not going to just calmly walk up and shoot someone like that, right? Like, they're going to be a lot more, I can't say stealthy about it, because, I mean, he did use a suppressor, and he did kind of have a calmness to him. Whoever the actual person was, not, Luigi, was it Mangione? Yeah, I think it's Mangione. That's how you say his name. Someone said it on the news, and it was a few days ago. But, yeah, like, it wasn't him, man. Like no, like, and I'll even throw this part in there too. Look at this dude's picture, right? Like, there's a picture of him, like, with his shirt off. He looks like he's backpacking through the jungle or something like that. Okay, and he comes from a wealthy family. Okay, you have a good-looking guy. Pause. Who has a wealthy family, and this is during a time when guys can't even pay women to sleep with him. You really think that this guy is over here trying to shoot a CEO because of unfair business practices? Like, really? No, this guy's over here. He's swiping right and getting it in, as they used to say. That's what this guy's doing. This guy is not out here manifestoing and, the world is unfair. Like, stop it. Stop it. This dude looks like he was straight out of, Magic Mike. Stop it. This dude is not worried about the little man, the underdog, poor people in Alabama. Like, no. Stop it. This guy is a patsy, right? Oh, that's the other thing. So, like, this picture I'm looking at, like, this guy has like a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he has a 6-pack, ripped arms. I'm not sure how old this picture is, but whatever. And then I saw another picture of him in jail, and this dude was all scrawny and thin. It's like, come on, stop it, right? Like our government's lying, and we can just pretty much chalk it up to that. Like, this guy is not the killer, right? This guy's a patsy. Like, and allegedly I'll probably do a follow-up video to this, but there's allegedly, like, he was yelling at a judge that evidence was planted on him. It's like, of course evidence was planted on him. That real killer, if that real killer was a real killer, they lost him. They lost him. They found some guy with bushy eyebrows, and they're like, close enough. What's your name? Luigi? Yeah, you're guilty. Come here. You're under arrest for the murder of so and so. He's like, oh, all right. Well, I clearly didn't do it. So, sure, officer. The next thing you know, it's like, wait a minute. Why am I in a federal prison? It's like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, I didn't do it. Sure, you didn't, buddy. Right? That's what you all say. It's like, okay. But yeah. Anyway. I'll probably do a follow-up video to the, yeah, I mean, I'll probably do a follow-up video to the Luigi thing, but all in all, man, like, no, like, we're not, we're not in a good place right in this country right now, right? I know Trump got elected, and everybody's, yay, country saved, yay. It's like, no, the powers that be are still in control. And again, remember, Trump was supposed to save the world the first time. He had 4 years and didn't do anything. So yeah, no. But anyway, I think my kids are awake. So that's my video. John from XY Rising.